Hey, what's up? I'm John Z from Spliff Breaks, and this interview is in collaboration with Rad TV, and I'm chilling with Opio.
Hey man.
How's it going?
Good, bro. How are you?
Good, very good. I'm at Shambhala. I'm fucking
Yeah.
great. Like, how's your road to Shambhala been so far? Have you traveled quite a far distance to be here?
I have. I've traveled from Australia.
Okay.
I traveled on 3 planes and a bus or a shuttle.
Yeah, we're out here. You gotta kind of take.
You got to get here. Yeah, 3 border crossings.
Yeah.
4 border crossings. Fuck.
And it's not your first time here though, right?
No, I was here like 3 years ago.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
How do you find this festival?
It's insane. It's it's actually one of my favorites in the world.
Oh, for real?
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Actually is. It was my first major overseas show like that 3 years ago, and it totally blew my mind.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm stoked to see your set later on tonight.
Yeah, dude.
Too.
I'm stoked to play it.
In my opinion, Shambhala has a big community feel to it. That's one of the things that I really love about Shambhala a lot. People share and give selflessly. Have you been given any awesome gifts since you've been here so far?
Constantly, actually. People are always like, I mean, you're kind of walking along and hanging out, and yeah, it just flows freely.
Yeah.
Totally.
Cool.
I mean, someone gave me a necklace earlier that they made, and they were like, wanted to give this to you for like a year, and it turned up, and we're like, here you go. Yeah,
Oh, that's
amazing.
awesome. That's
really cool. Yeah.
That's cool.
I appreciate it.
So this upcoming tour that you're doing, that you're embarking on, begins here at Shambhala. But as we were talking off camera, you have a lot of other gigs that you're doing. It continues on. With Oregon, you're going for Beloved Festival, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, Burning Man in Nevada.
Yep.
You got gigs in Colorado, California.
Yep.
Summer's looking pretty badass for Opio.
Totally.
I'm curious, what kind of goals and challenges, if any, do you set out when you set out for a new tour? Like, is there anything that you say, okay, I'm going to improve on, goals and challenges?
Yeah, I mean, touring, for me, like I write music for my own satisfaction, but also for the enjoyment of people when I play. So each time I go on tour, I always have to have new music, because that's the one thing for my brain anyway, to be satisfied, to be like, cool, here's the new thing and where it's going now. I tour in many different forms and ways. Sometimes I have just a couple of musicians with me and we do like a semi-live show, all the way to having 6 or 7 people on stage and doing a full band. So I've gone back to being just me for this tour, because I enjoy that as well, and I want to continue to do that. When I do it like that, it's a bit more, there's more songs put in there, you know, it's more like free flow, fucking where I want to go. I can still play things live and play drums live, synths live. And when you have musicians, you have another thing where you feed off that, you kind of go down different rabbit holes. But touring, I guess, for me is a way to display what I like about music and what I want to do.
So you said 3 years ago that you, we talked about how 3 years ago you played Shambhala. Did that inspire, did that moment in that the festival a couple years ago inspire your music carrying forward? Like, did you have a great experience, and did something uniquely about Shambhala inspire, music or anything that you did?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I can't help but have people inspire my music. Like, literally, people always ask me what music inspires you to do what you do, and very seldom can I pinpoint any music that does it. It's people and places.
Yeah.
So it really sits home, when you come somewhere like here, especially this festival, people are very vocal and they're very honest. So you play something, if they like it, they tell you, and they'll let you know by dancing their head off, fucking yelling at you or whatever. So I always take that shit away, and those moments of my music I'll never forget, so that whatever's going on then can be the inspiration for sure.
Okay.
100%, yeah. I don't know exactly, I wouldn't be able to tell you what happened then, but I think maybe, actually though, it was one of the first times I played on a sound system like that. So I really felt and could tell where my bass sat. So I spent more time just nailing, my bass. I was actually stoked to realize I had that much bass in my music.
Yeah.
I played on big sound systems, but not 100,000 fucking watt PK.
The sound system, the PK system
it was insane.
It's amazing.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It was scary.
I can't wait to hear your bass coming out of that, because I'm specifically stoked to see your set, and with that audio, it's going to sound amazing.
Yeah,
now, if Opio had his own stage and had an unlimited budget, so think big here, what would he call it and what would make it unique?
Wow.
If you had your own stage, you could create your own stage. I mean, you played so many other people's awesome designs, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But if you were in control of that.
Yeah, I love stages that have a lot of depth and I mean, visually, it's you know, you can have amazing sound systems, but if the visual aspect is non-existent, it's like having your eyes closed the whole time sometimes, so that is great, but if you're not totally in that moment, you need something to watch and do, and yeah, I mean, technology now, fucking 3D mapping and lasers and everything. We're building a show actually in Australia where we've got these lasers and these shaped scrim covered things above. When the lasers hit, they create three-dimensional shapes and the scrim things can be turning, so it will be like,
oh, cool.
You have shapes above the dance floor and shit that can move, and the lasers, when they all connect, make that.
Oh, cool.
I love that sort of shit. I mean, sound-wise, I've played on a million different amazing sound systems. I love Maya, I love PK and Function One. It'd be one of those.
I'd have water slides.
Yeah, water slides. You're talking about that sort of shit. All right, then. Fuck, you know what? If I had a fucking big stage, I would definitely have water slides. I'd have fucking bouncy castle type of things, trampolines. I'd have flying foxes you can get across the stage, and maybe you get to one side and you bounce on the other thing, and of course it goes back again.
Yeah.
Definitely a diving board or some shit. Yeah,
like
it'll
water
be a
all
go.
around
I don't
us.
even think there'd be a dance floor.
Yeah, it'd just be a water,
Just be. I actually
a pool.
I can't really do much swimming because of my air operations, but
What happened to your ear? What do you mean? Is that from music?
No.
Oh.
No, I've had operations to remove. I had an assist behind my eardrum.
Oh shit.
So I've had serious operations on my ear over the last like 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did that affect anything? Like when you're
A
playing?
lot.
Like yeah. I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I'm just recovering from one about 6 weeks ago. This is my first show since having a bunch of time off.
Okay, so what kind? Do you have to put like earplugs? I'm assuming are
It's
obvious.
not really a sound thing. It's more just a healing thing. You know?
Yeah.
Make sure I clean it and put cotton wool in so I don't get dust in there and shit like that.
Oh, cool.
It heals.
All right.
I mean, my hearing has been bad my whole life in one ear, so I've been mostly deaf, which is ironic for making music and everything.
Yeah, that is because you think you'd need both of those.
Well, you do. I think what it sort of does, because humans have this funny thing, I think, where they're very quick to create a reason for not being able to do something, or like, you know, which is fine if they have something that I think everyone can do everything, really, you know, and there are physical limits to some people, obviously, and yes, it might take you 50 fucking years to learn how to do it, but at some point, I feel that some way you can do everything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, for my ear, it was just like, fuck, I've got this limitation, but it kind of made me do it even stronger because I don't know when it might not be there at all, or it might, you know, go deaf, or it might, who knows, you know? So it kind of, in some weird way that I never even realized, it was probably inspiring.
No doubt, yeah. That's cool. I'm always amazed. Like my buddy's a DJ as well, and he's completely deaf on one side of his ear. So it always just amazes me that they can do something like that without having that.
Oh man, modern technology is fucking retarded.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Now, for those who don't know this, you're actually not the first person to call yourself Opio on stage. There's a rapper in legendary hip hop collective, Hieroglyphics.
But I didn't know who he was at all until one of my friends told me. Souls of Mischief or something?
Souls of Mischief, Hieroglyphics, and there's a rapper within that crew called Opio. So,
that's right.
Do you get that a lot? Do people?
No, very few. I mean, seldomly, mainly only in America.
Okay.
Very, you know, some people don't really. I don't think they associate the two. And I had my name for the last 14 years. When I was 14, I started DJing and was playing random parties. But I didn't. I mean, obviously, my name means nothing, and it means just, for me, it's just, it looks cool and it sounds cool and whatever.
Did a friend give it to you, or did you give it to yourself?
I mistakenly wrote it on a computer.
Oh.
Yeah, when I was doing a design project at school or some shit. I can't
write
remember.
Your own name, Oscar or something, and then you wrote
I don't know. Actually, I don't even know what I was doing at all. But I remember going back onto the computer at school, and I was like, that day or whatever, I'd been told, oh, fuck, you need a name for the poster for your show or whatever. And it's like, fuck, what am I going to call it? And my friend was like, oh, why don't you use that, or something.
Yeah.
Just one of those ones.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't even remember actually at all the moment of doing it, but I remember it was something about one of those sort of times.
Huh, that's a trippy way of getting a name.
I like names. I like people's interpretations of things and the way that they want their name to really mean something for them. But for me, I don't know what I'm going to be doing in 5 years, and I don't, musically or whatever, 10 years, 100 years. Well, I'll probably dead 100 years, but maybe
Modern
not.
technology, like you said, like there's no.
But I don't want my name to be a matter of a time and place.
Yeah.
And music for me is never ending, and it'd be cool if my music lasts forever. And I don't want a name that has a association to now too much.
Right. You don't want to label it too much and put yourself in a box. Like
yeah, totally. And I mean, for me, it's almost made me now I could release any sort of music I want still. I feel like I can. I mean, it has to be a certain something about it which I have established as an Opio sound or a quality that they want to hear. But I feel pretty happy that I could write any style and still put it out under my name.
Can you tell us maybe a few Kiwi or Aussie slang terms that are used for music or bass culture that we never say here in Canada?
Okay, so I'm not from Australia, so when I hear it there in these terms in Australia, it still trips me out as well. But they'll come up and be like, "That was bullshit." They'll say it's bullshit. They'll be like, "Mate, that set was fucking bullshit." And you're like, "Oh, sorry, man." They're like, "Nah, bullshit, good."
Bullshit, it was a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, what the fuck? That one always gets me. I'm like, fuck.
The Irish one gets me good crack. Because I'm like,
crack.
if you're saying good crack around here, a lot different than if you're in Dublin or something.
There's a saying in Australia, nothing to do with music. They say something like, "That shits me to tears."
Okay.
What the fuck?
That
That fucking shits me to tears, mate. Mate, that guy shits me to tears, or shits me up the wall, or shit like that.
Oh,
it's like the image of shitting and crying because something annoys you so much.
Shit tears out of your eyes.
Just have to go to the toilet, have a cry.
Yeah.
And,
cries
right.
shit.
Yeah.
It's a weird visual.
Weird.
The connection between Australia and British Columbia, it's a unique one because a lot of Aussies come here from Australia.
Yeah.
Live here in BC. Whistler's full of Aussies.
Okay.
Are you aware of that? Did you know that?
Yes.
It's like pretty much like full of Aussies.
I didn't know it was full. I played it before and there was a lot.
Yeah.
Definitely noticed that.
What do you think the reason is for the cross connection between British Columbia and Australia and vice versa? Why do you think it's so?
I understand the New Zealand and BC thing. I mean, it's a very similar climate. I think in Australia, well, it's a Commonwealth. You can come for 2 years or whatever, and you don't have to have that thing. People are very similar. It's a bit more of a carefree. It's a bit more chilled out than America. Americans can be fucking highly strung. Not Americans so much, but in general, the country can be quite intense. I find Canada, you just step down a level and a bit more chill, which maybe people associate that or something. I mean, there isn't really anything visually, snow-wise, mountain-wise, like this in Australia. Right. Australia is flat and shrinking,
right.
Whereas New Zealand and up here is going up, so it's kind of similar. So I think that's probably a massive draw card.
This year's Shambhala marks the 16th year that this festival's been up and running.
Oh shit.
If Shambhala, yeah, did you know that?
No.
No, yeah. If Shambhala was a person you were going to buy at a sweet 16th birthday present, what do you think you'd get it?
Sweet 16th birthday present.
If you could give Shambhala a sweet 16th birthday present, what would Opio, what would he give Shambhala?
One of those spongy silicon tits, boobs. You
Yeah.
have on the next to your mouse and just rest your hand on it.
That's like, for here.
Sweet 16, here you go, babe.
Yeah. That's what you should give any 16-year-old.
Totally.
Like you should just
Future.
a rubber tit.
I'm not promoting breast implants or whatever, but
No, that did serve their purpose.
That weird. Yeah.
Well, listen, man. I want to thank you so much for your time today.
Pleasure.
I hope you have a great time here at Shambhala. I'm sure
yeah.
you will.
Thanks so much.
It's been great. Thank you very much. Is there anything you want to say? Any shout outs to anything to the people out
No,
here?
I just want to thank everyone for having a good life and enjoying good music.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Opio, John Z, Rad TV. We're out of here. Peace.